Moving a step ahead, we come to the second topic of the day. In preparing for the battle, I have always found the plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. Our next speaker for the day is Supriya Nambiyar, Professor and Head, Department of Orthodontics, Manipal Dental College and Hospital. Ma'am has completed FEMA from the Manipal. She has been awarded her PhD in nanomaterial science. She has keen interest in clinical orthodontics, material science, microimplants, airway orthodontics, dental education, oral health, and interprofessional education. She has several national and international publications to her credit. I now welcome Dr. Supriya for the session. The platform is all yours.
So good evening, everyone. Shall I start, Soumya?
Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Good evening, participants. Today I've been asked to speak on the significance of orthodontics and dentofacial orthopedics in dentistry. And it is indeed a privilege to be speaking to you all today. I am Dr. Supriya Nambiyar, heading the Department of Orthodontics and Dentofacial Orthopedics at MCODS Mangalore. I'm truly proud to be associated with Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Manipal. And you can see the beautiful view of Manipal. And I know nostalgia will set for Bhagilakshmi also. She was my co-fellow for FAMER. And a big thank you to Dr. Bhagya for considering me for this talk. And also, I would like to express my thanks to Dean JSS Aher Mysore and also the team behind this program. Thank you all so much for inviting me for this talk. Moving on to the topic for today, that is, why do you need a specialty? Why MDS? For any dental graduate, we all know we do a lot of general dentistry work during our BDS program, Bachelor of Dental Sciences program. And what does it do for you or for us to have an MDS program? It opens up the road to academics. Basically, when you have an MDS degree, it can actually lead to a lot of opportunities like research and also a lot of specialty related work, which if you are in a general dentistry program, you may not be opened up or you may not be opened up to that level of opportunities. Also, it enhances your clinical skills. It provides better job opportunities in academics as well as in the practice section. And also it gives you additional support to build your practice in a competitive market. It's a highly competitive market, dentistry. And when we think of specialization, we need to have a certain vision forward, as mentioned by the previous speaker, Dr. Srivatsa. And also, after your MDS, you can go into the specialty that you desire. And that is usually formed during your formative years, during your graduate program, BDS. So you decide on what specialty you want, what you're good at during your graduate program. And it's during the internship time that you have a comprehensive idea about the different specialties, the different clinical work involved, and that will help you in deciding on the specialty that you feel that you'll be good at. So what are the career opportunities after MDS? You can be associated with the government as well as the private sector as a dental surgeon. You can set up your own private practice in your specialty that you desire. And also, this is after MDS, you can think of continuing in academics, and you can be a professor or a demonstrator or a tutor. You can set up a radiology unit depending on the specialty. And also forensics is another option, forensics and oral pathology. And also continue as a public health or community dentist, which is a very, very vast and very good field. So what are the specializations? I need not tell you this. There are 9 specialties: orthodontics, conservative endodontics and aesthetic dentistry, oral and maxillofacial surgery, periodontics, prosthodontics, periodontics and preventive dentistry, oral medicine, public health, and oral pathology. And all these specialties has its own importance, and we all live in a collaborative environment, and all these specialties have to work together to better oral health. So whichever specialty you take up for your desired specialty, you have to understand that whatever your choice is, or is it by chance also, you need to have a vision in that specialty that you take up and go forward. That's the way forward. So my talk basically will be about why MDS orthodontics. What is the importance of orthodontics? I believe orthodontics is something which during your graduate years, during your BDS program, is not taught much as a specialty. So if you are planning to practice as a general dentist after your BDS, one specialty which you will not be able to cover much during your practice will be orthodontics. And this is one specialty where you will need a specialty degree rather to do your practice. So for MDS orthodontics, you need to understand what is orthodontics about. Orthodontics is not just about wire bending, because I've spoken to a lot of dental graduates, and most of them, the common problem that we encounter is the wire bending part. And it's not just about wire bending. We know out of 1 out of 10 people in the world do not have perfect jaws, and for some, it may be the several causes will be there, and it may be genetic or environmental, whatever the causes are. Orthodontics is about alignment of teeth as well as correction of any jaw deformities during the growing formative years of a child, and also later in the adulthood. So everyone wants to look good, and orthodontics as a specialty here is to stay, and also you can earn a lot in this field depending on the facilities or how much abreast you are in that specialty or in the specialty of orthodontics. So what do you know of orthodontics? It's a study that deals with the alignment of teeth and jaws, and it's also a specialty which deals with the diagnosis, prevention, interception, and correction of malocclusion, as well as neuromuscular and skeletal abnormalities of the developing or mature orofacial structures. So it's not just about wire bending. Wire bending is something which you can train yourself and improve upon, and that's why the specialty has 3 years of practice, it's spread over a 3-year period. So basically it's about diagnosing what the problem is, intercepting and correcting it. So this is one specialty wherein a lot of craniofacial problems can be attended to by the specialist, and also involves a lot of interdisciplinary work. We need to work as a team with other specialties of dentistry and attend to a patient's problem. So here you can see it's the smile that you see is not that good because of the instanding lateral incisor. So as somebody who is doing an MDS in orthodontics, or as a general dentist also, without a specialty, we know that that smile has to be corrected, okay, for several reasons. One is aesthetics, the other is function, and the third problem may be the oral health problem. So whatever it is, we need to correct that. So, and that is what orthodontics is about: improving aesthetics, function, and oral health. So orthodontic dentistry involves treatment of tooth irregularity, inappropriate bites, and facial growths. Basically, you are modulating the growth of the child's face during their formative years. So one second. So practitioners have the ability to not only improve oral health, but also to instill confidence in their patients by reinventing their smile. Okay, so you basically improve the aesthetics, generally the self-esteem of the patient improves, and the confidence of the patient improves. Then this field is a constantly growing field and progressing through innovative appliances and techniques. Orthodontics require a keen eye because a lot of analysis goes into the patient care, and also a skill in mechanics for treatment planning. And if you're looking for a career that involves in the art of crafting smiles and changing lives, then orthodontics might be the field for you. That's what I have to say. So what does an orthodontist do? Orthodontist improves facial aesthetics by relieving crowding and improving patient smile, correcting the jaw relationships, corrects TMJ related problems. We attend to do TMJ problems, and prevents susceptibility to dental caries. So if the patient has a lot of crowding, we need to correct the crowding so as to improve the oral health basically, and prevent caries occurrence. And also it prevents periodontal disease, and also improves the impaired speech caused by malposition of teeth or jaws. And also it prevents trauma. If the teeth are proclined, especially in during the formative years, the 10 to 12 year period, if you have proclined teeth, there are chances that children it can result in trauma and the fracture of the incisal teeth. So how to become an orthodontist? A specialization in orthodontics in dentistry course can help a dentist become an orthodontist with more experience. And usually after BDS, NDS program is required. And how you choose the specialty of orthodontics, or the center that you choose, has to be done carefully, and depending on the reputation and the opportunities available, the innovations done, all these factors will lead or help you in deciding the choice, the institution of your choice. And also your ability to become an orthodontist also depends on the ability to diagnose a problem. That is the same for any specialty rather. And also choose the appropriate tools for relevant teeth problems, and you have to be a little more meticulous and accurate while operating, which is the same for any other specialty. So what skills are especially important in orthodontics? The most crucial part of orthodontics is a wide knowledge of the literature. So you need to be abreast with the literature, as well as mechanics and physics. A little bit of biomechanics is involved in orthodontics, unlike the other specialties. So a little bit of analytical and logical sense is needed more for orthodontics. And hand skills, yes, it is a necessity, but you can get yourself trained in that because you have a period of 3 years for your specialization. And considering the career outlook, yes, advances in dental technology and various methodologies that have come in, you can has actually helped orthodontists in moving from the fixed orthodontics, whatever is the traditional braces, to the invisible orthodontics, that is aligners now. And you can keep practicing, and there are orthodontists who practice even at 80. And also there's a considerable amount of income stability with orthodontics. The advancement potential is very, very high. Okay, you can actually, if you are in academics, you, with your research opportunities and research field in the kind of research that you take up, you can proceed up to the level of a professor and further. And also, if you're in practice, a good team of other specialists, you can do wonderful work as a private practitioner. The earning potential is usually high for an orthodontist. And as you advance in your career, you can earn more income based on experience and skill levels. The career advancement will involve a lot of um, um, networking, as well as a vision for your future, as well as keeping abreast with what is happening in the field of orthodontics. So that's what will carry you forward. So what are the challenges which usually you frequent in orthodontics? The challenges in orthodontics generally present themselves during the treatment planning process. So when you do a specialty or course in orthodontics, you need to concentrate more on the treatment planning part, because that's what you actually will decide whether you're really, really good at in that field or not. And yes, mechanics is a part, but diagnosis and treatment planning is one of the fundamental area wherein you have to improve your expertise. So, and that for me is the most exciting part of my job. And the cases that I see that are most tough are the craniofacial surgery cases, that is usually cleft lip palate and orthodontic surgeries, as well as large ovobites where patient prefers to have a non-surgical route of treatment. So the innovative modalities like mini screws and infrazygomatic screws and buccal shelf screws, as well as all these modalities have improved our technique rather, and has led to a lot of non-surgical corrections. So all these things you will be trained in as you take up a specialty course in orthodontics. And also there's a lot of adult interdisciplinary cases. So you will be working with a periodontist, and for that matter, oral medicine and radiology people in your specialty program, as well as later in your practice. So what makes orthodontics unique? It's because it combines many other fields of dentistry into a result that is natural, functional, and cosmetically beautiful. So orthodontics is something wherein you need to have a little bit of biology, a little bit of physics, as well as a lot of and knowledge about interdisciplinary treatment rather. So you need to also understand that there's a lot of teamwork involved when you work on a patient in orthodontics. It involves the other specialties like perio, where you will have to consult and take up opinions from the medical as well as the dental other specialties. So the specialty involves designing smiles, correcting aesthetics, improving function, involves a lot of job security. And as any other dentistry specialty, involves flexible hours, variety in work, relatively stress-free, and a comfortable salary if you are in the academic section. What are the current trends in orthodontics? Orthodontics is in advancing all the time, and in most recent years, we have seen an increase in the use of skeletal anchorage, and also known as mini implants. And as dental graduates, you must have read about it. You must have studied in your orthodontic textbooks about these things, and these have helped to reduce the use of things like headgear and large bulky appliances, which usually have a problem with the patients. So patient cooperation has led to these innovations, and non-compliance from the patient side have helped us in having a lot of innovations like these. And also we have seen in the area of materials, we have seen heat activated nitinol and other materials, which these are wires which are very, very flexible. And this is one thing which has helped in reducing the treatment time too. So in orthodontics, the most important thing about uh, the specialty is the time that is taken for treatment. So all the research, most of the research has concentrated on reducing treatment time. And the research in these material section has led to a lot of reduction in time rather. So what are these, the advances in diagnosis, the aesthetic options, all these things have helped us move away from the conventional braces to a area wherein we are looking at aligners for correcting an orthodontic problem rather. So for aligning teeth and for correcting any other orthodontic problem, the orthodontic aligners have come in, or the invisible braces. Okay, so we have lingual orthodontics as well as aligner technology, which are the most innovative things which have come into orthodontics and regarding patient compliance, unlike fixed braces. So what are some of the things that we do in orthodontics? If you have a child who's coming to you for treatment, depending on the stage of growth of the child, we go into growth modulation. And depending on what the problem is, whether it's a problem with the maxilla or the mandible, depending on that, we decide on the time as well as the kind of treatment that is to be done, and we modulate the growth. We do not say we grow jaws, but we actually facilitate the inherent growth potential rather. So that is one part of the treatment that we do in orthodontics. And if the patient is an adult, we have, okay, thank you. So we have orthognathic like orthodontics, where mini screws or intrazygomatic screws or buccal shelf screws are used for correcting severe jaw deformities, which has helped us a non-surgical method to correct these problems. So that's the picture wherein intrazygomatic screws are placed on a 3D model as well as in a patient. Those are the pictures there. And also there are a lot of interdisciplinary cases wherein you use, we deal with cleft deformities, we deal with arch expansions, where mini screw implant assisted expansion is the most treated. So these are some of the things that an orthodontist has in his kitty to treat a lot of skeletal and non-skeletal problems. So how does orthodontics help the patient? It improves the self-esteem, improves the function of teeth, including better chewing and clearer pronunciation and speech. And that's one thing which, as an orthodontist, you will always concentrate on the speech of the patient also. There is reduced risk of dental caries occurring due to malaligned teeth, and reduced risk of periodontal injury and trauma due to increased overbites and malocclusion, and also improves the social well-being of the patient. So basically what orthodontics does is it improves the function as well as the aesthetics of the patient. But why orthodontics and dentofacial orthopedics over any other branch? You have, as an orthodontist, you have the ability, you have the skill and the ability to improve a person's appearance and thus lifting their confidence. And that's the most important thing. So if you can, as a doctor, you can improve the self-esteem and improve the confidence level of a patient with your treatment, and that's a wonderful thing. The sheer satisfaction of being able to bring about a change in someone's life and social well-being is quite gratifying. And nowadays we have, it's not just nowadays, even general dentists are practicing orthodontics, but there's a huge difference between the quality of the finished work. So orthodontics is one specialty wherein you cannot practice orthodontics without a specialization in that field. Okay, because general dentistry, if after BDS, you can do a certain amount of work in all the fields except orthodontics, wherein you will have to have a specialization degree or MDS to practice orthodontics in the matter of quality rather. So it's a highly specialized branch of dentistry which can only be practiced if you have a formal training in the subject. So what is my advice to somebody interested in orthodontics? The best advice I can give is to first make sure you love orthodontics. You need to, during your internship, when you're posted in orthodontics, you can observe your postgraduates at the institution. We have something called as 400 dentistry at MCODS, wherein interns assist the postgraduate. One intern is associated with one postgraduate, and they assist the postgraduate. So they get to know what is happening in that line of work that they are doing. So observe a few different practitioners, pick their brains on how they live, and read some articles on where orthodontics are going. This will help you to understand the field better. And if after all that you still love this field, then set your sights and your goals on getting into a residency and make it happen. Because orthodontics, you need to understand, I know during your undergraduate program, there's a lot of wire bending that is usually for your removable appliances. But those are, that is not what the field is about. It's a very vast specialty. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to practice rather. And you need to find a good mentor who's either a postgraduate resident or an orthodontist whom you know, who will be very, very helpful in tailoring your path to practice. So that's my advice to somebody who's interested in orthodontics. That's from me. Thank you. I'm ready to take questions.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. It was very enlightening, informative talk about the orthodontics. Hope our participants will take up your words regarding the skill and importance of orthodontics for their developing career. Thank you, ma'am. Now we request kindly to receive a token of appreciation from the organizing committee in the form of certificate. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Deepa. Yes, I'm ready to take the questions if there are any.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Soumya. Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. There are no questions. So if there are any questions, it will be taken up during the panel discussion.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.